Hey everyone, welcome to the video where I list some of my favorite red-orange lipsticks. Now, obviously, there are hundreds and hundreds of red-orange lipsticks on the market, and these are just a tiny handful of the ones that are in my collection. So if you do not see a favorite in there, please go ahead and tell me what your favorite shade is in the comments below, because I'm sure everyone would love to know. Now, I do want to point out before I begin on these swatches that red-orange is a very interesting color. Well, red in general is interesting because it can come off as being more orange, more red, or more brown, or more pink, depending on your skin tone. So the ones that I'm going to be swatching here are nice, vivid red oranges for my sort of skin tone, around NC20, B20, B2, N2 for a lot of foundation shades. So if you have much deeper skin tone than me, a lot of these colors will look even more orange on you. And if you have very pale skin, much paler than me, then these shades are going to come off more as warm reds instead. So please bear that in mind and work with your individual skin tone. Generally, the paler you are, the more orange and the less red you should have in your lipstick for it to look red-orange. And the deeper the skin tone you have, the more of that vibrant, rich, warm red you should have in there for it not to look overly orange or pumpkiny, if you get what I mean. Now, this is a mixture of drugstore and high-end, and some of these are shades that I have used for years and years. Some are relatively new, but I felt a need to include them, either because I love the texture and the formula, or I love that kind of a different finish they have. I do run through different finishes, from slightly glossy or outright watery tints, all the way to rich, non-transferring matte lipsticks. Now, just one more note before I begin. Red orange is a very vibrant color. I feel it's a little bit less formal than true red, but it's funky, it's fun, and it is not a wallflower color. Do not go for red orange if you are shy, because it really demands attention. But if you like the idea of red orange and you don't have the guts to go full on, then go for a slightly sheerer, more balm-like texture. This is L'Absolu Mademoiselle 157 Mademoiselle Stands Out by Lancome, and this is one of their latest lipstick formulas. It's very lightweight. It feels like a balm going on. It melts on, but it doesn't leave a very thick film on the lips like some lacquer lipsticks do. This is very thin. It almost feels like you have nothing on there except a very light layer of moisture, so it's very comfortable. It's very easy to touch up throughout the day. It's not as shiny as you might expect. It doesn't have that very lacquered, glossy look, but it is very comfortable, and it's very easy to wear. This is what I consider a gateway red orange for newbies. And the next one is also a relatively new shade, and it's a cream but almost semi-sheer texture. So it's like this, but intensified just by a single notch. And this is one of the new Etude House Better Lips Talk lipsticks, one of the 60 new shades, RD302. And this looks almost like a true red, but I love it because it is semi-sheer. So when you swipe it on, you see that little hint of that fiery orange coming through. And this is one of those shades that you can wear either sheared out, ombre style, full on, any way you like it. So I do like this formula a lot. It is very affordable, it is very flexible, meaning you can get different kinds of effects and looks from it. Now, this next shade is a classic satin formula. It is one of those low sheen but creamy lipsticks that is very comfortable on the lips but gives you very intense payoff, and that is Hot Tamale by Becca. This is part of their permanent collection, but it was also launched as one of the Khloe Kardashian shades in their BFFs collection. And this is a beautiful red orange that is just so saturated looking. especially on camera. If you need to be wearing a red orange for camera, this is just beautiful.
Swear they holding on my feet, but they not under me. The fumes on you, swear the smell is so lovely. And I will never sell my soul, but you could buy the lease. And don't believe in me.
And I've said this before, but the Becca Ultimate Lipstick Love Formula is just the most beautiful satin finish. It just melts on like butter. It feels extremely comfortable on the lips. The color intensity is amazing, and everything about this lipstick is just beautiful. It's just about finding a color you like, and this is one of my favorites, and something that I recommend if you have very warm undertones in your skin, and if you're looking for a very vibrant lipstick that is going to get you noticed. Now, this fourth shade is a matte lipstick, and it is one of the cult classics in the beauty world. I do not know many people who love red orange lipsticks who do not know or love this shade, and that is MAC's Lady Danger. It is one of the most well-named lipstick shades in the history of mankind or womankind. What can I say? It's just a knockout red orange. This is a lipstick that screams, "Look at me." Now, I've had this shade in my collection for a long time, but it is not a color that I wear very often just because of how intense and how strong it is. You will need to wear a slightly warmer, slightly stronger blush when you put on a lipstick shade like this. Otherwise, it's just gonna pull all the color, all the attention away from the rest of your face. Otherwise, I highly, highly recommend this lipstick. It is very long lasting, and it is one of MAC's more comfortable, creamier feeling matte lipsticks. It is not one of the ultra dry ones, so I personally find it very comfortable to wear for the whole day. Now, this next shade is also on the more orange end of things. It is very bright. It is not exactly matte, but it is a little bit more matte than a typical satin formula, and that is NARS Audacious Lipstick in Lana. Since I bought this years ago, I've always wondered if he named this after Lana Del Rey. Even if he didn't, I don't care. I just like to imagine Lana Del Rey in 50s style makeup when I look at this shade, and in the 50s they did wear some orange reds. NARS Audacious lipsticks are one of those products that I go out and buy more of on top of PR because I love the formula. It's more intense than typical creamy or satin lipsticks, but it's not as drying or as heavy and textured feeling as typical matte lipsticks either. So it's a beautiful in-between of two formulas, and it has that intense color payoff and a very, very light finish on the skin. So this is just one of those genius products that I am addicted to, and I will keep buying these until they discontinue. Do not discontinue with NARS. Now, this next shade I've actually featured once in a prior video, and I really, really recommend the formula. I just wish they had a bigger shade range, but this is one of the new Sephora Collection Rouge Mattes in shade number 12. And this is again on the more intense and red end of things. It's more red than orange, but it still has that vibrancy in there. Now, I want to mention this because it is a very, very close dupe of another luxury favorite of mine, and that is Charlotte Tilbury's 1975 Red. I'm going to be applying one of these on each side of my mouth just so you can have a look at the texture and the color. Both of these are interesting because they are slightly more muted than a few of the other red oranges that I've swatched earlier. Compared to, say, Lady Danger or Lana from NARS, these have, they're just a little bit more subdued, and they have a tiny, tiny hint of rosiness in there. So if you have neutral skin tone and you want to pull off a red orange, these are very nice options. Also, if you have a deeper skin tone and you want a vibrant red orange that is not going to pull overly orange on you, these two shades are very nice options.
And how you make me smile, and how you make me smile, oh yeah. And how you make me smile, oh baby, how you make me smile. Smile more when I see you.
So on the days where I don't want to have to worry about, applying more blush or trying to adjust my makeup so the lipstick's not too harsh on me, then I will pick one of these two and go, because they just have enough of that hidden pink undertone in there to make it flattering and sit nicely on my slightly more neutral skin tone. Of course, if you have a warm undertone, this would work for you as well. If you have a cooler skin undertone, obviously all red oranges are a little bit risky, but these two would probably be a little bit more likely to look nice on you than most of the other options that I'm going to be mentioning today. Now this one is an old favorite of mine. I have loved it for years and years. It is, again, a little bit more on the red side. So if you have very pale skin, this may come off as just being a bright red on you. But anyone from, say, light down to tan, this is just going to be a gorgeous orange red, and that is MOR 570, and it's also called Gangnam Orange. This kind of came out around the time when Psy was still huge, so... This is one of those formulas that is very, very good at creating that ombre or gradient kind of a lip effect. So if you like that, then try this shade. Moving right along to another formula that gives a beautiful powder matte effect, and that is Bourjois Rouge Edition Velvet in number 20 Poppy Days. So they have a couple of red-orange shades in the collection, but I do find that the other shade, number 3, that one comes off more as a red on my skin tone. If you have a deeper skin tone, medium to deep tan, number 3 might be a better option. If you have slightly fairer skin, then 20 Poppy Days would be a better color for you. So the thing about this formula that I really, really love is long before Armani came out with their Lip Freeze Sorbet line, Bourjois was coming out with all these matte liquid creams that gave that same foggy, kind of a blurred edges effect on your lips. So I do suggest that you check out the range. It smells terrible, the formula just smells disgusting, but the colors and the finish and the texture is really, really nice. The thing I do need to warn you about is this formula takes a long time to dry down, but it does dry down eventually. So do not be impatient and, just give it, 2 to 5 minutes. The next shade is a glossy finish liquid lipstick, and this is also on the cheaper end of things, and that is OR201 by Etude House. This is one of their new colorful vivid tints, and I am just in love with the colorful vivid tints. I don't know what it is, and I cycled through all the colors. I gave none of these away because I really, really love the formula. It is kind of a lightweight gel stain that stays lacquered looking on the lips. It feels extremely comfortable. It doesn't pull the moisture out from the skin.
I focused on you, baby. Lately you've been in my aim. I've been reaching out for you and still they're so far away. Looking through the smoke in the mirror. Crazy how I see you so clear. Crazy how I see you so clear.
There is another shade in the collection, I think RD302, which is an orange red. But do remember that these have a slight staining effect. So OR201, which looks like it would be bright orange in the tube, actually goes on and sets to a red orange on the mouth. Whereas that red, the red orange, is going to go on and set to a deeper warm red. So just bear that in mind. These will settle into a deeper color than they appear to be in the tube. Now these last two are both matte, non-transferring, kiss-proof liquid lipsticks, and I'm going to be swatching them, one on each side of my mouth, just to show you the difference in the undertone. And these are Jeffree Star's Checkmate and L'Oreal's 113 I Don't. So I love both of these, but they have very, very different undertones, even though they kind of look similar in the tube, and I'm going to show you in a second. The Jeffree Star is a little bit more of a traditional, thick, matte, clay-like liquid lipstick. So it goes on, it dries really fast, and it can look a little bit thick on the lips, but I know some people like that look and that effect. It looks very dramatic looking, texture-wise and color-wise. Now, whether you like him or support his brand or not, I did feel a need to include this shade in the lineup because it is one of the most unique red oranges in my collection. This is a red orange with a very strong milkiness thrown in there. It is very, very interesting. It's almost like you decided to make, papaya juice and then threw in a shot of milk or cream just for fun. So there is a slight creaminess to it, which makes it stand out against deeper skin tones. It will look very dramatic against very deep skin tone, whereas if you have very, very pale skin, this will actually look less harsh on you than a lot of the typical red oranges around, just because it has that slight milkiness in there to soften the color a little bit. So I do have to applaud his team for coming up with this color. It is very unique. Now the L'Oreal's I love because this is that really light, really thin formula that deposits a very intense layer of color on your skin but doesn't leave visible texture. So it never cracks when I smile, it doesn't gunk up in the corners of my mouth. So if you can find shades that you like in this collection, I highly, highly recommend it. This for me is a very, very close texture alternative or dupe to YSL's Tatouage Couture, and you guys know that is one of my favorite liquid lipstick formulas around. Obviously, these are two very different formulations. I am not comparing that. I just wanted to put them side by side so you can see the difference in the undertones and how it sits against the skin. So these are two handfuls of some of my favorite red orange lipsticks. I hope you found it helpful. As always, if you have your personal favorites that are not here, please let me know what they are in the comment section below. I am always very curious to find out. Also, like I mentioned in a picture post earlier this week, if you have specific requests for certain shades or textures, of eyeshadows or lipsticks that you'd like me to do one of these list or swatch videos on, let me know what they are, and if I can do it, I will try my best to accommodate. With that said, I'm gonna say goodbye and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Crazy how I see you so clear. Crazy how I see you so clear. And how you make me smile. And how you make me smile.